And there it is, the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire itself is not that great of an achievement, but it is a great achievement when you do it as Austria. We started as a small minor with no hope to expand and facing the Anschluss. We destroyed Germany and then defeated the Allies to achieve the Holy Roman Empire in this amazing secret path. Now we don't just control most of Europe, we actually cored most of it. And this is what we control of the world, so we cannot really complain. Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. I've given Austria plenty of love already, with a guide on the Danubian Federation, the updated non-aligned guide, and a more recent fascist run. So, does Austria really need another guide? Absolutely yes! This time, we're doing something incredible. Taking Austria from a small, insignificant minor to a secret path that will allow us to form the Holy Roman Empire and core most of Europe. Moreover, this is the ultimate Austria guide, with all of the improvements and updates from previous versions. If that sounds interesting, you're in the right place. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and make sure to join our Discord to meet our amazing community. As always guys, if you enjoy the content I make, please do not forget to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing and leaving me a comment. All of these things really help the channel grow faster. With that said, let's get started. As usual guys, you can find all researches and focuses in the description of the video, so they will not be covered in the edited version. Here is the building priority and production priority. Now we're going to gather our army and we're going to keep training them until we get 5 army experience, so we are not shift clicking this time. We're also going to create an agency. The agency is not absolutely mandatory, but it does play an important role for our strategy. At 100 political power, we're going for improved worker conditions. And on this event, we will cover the payouts and save the Phoenix insurance. And as soon as we get our spy, we're going to put it on diplomatic pressure in Hungary. At 150 political power, we're going to pick the silent workhorse. And we're going to stop training our army. At this point, you should have enough army experience. And thanks to the spy, we should also be able to get a non-aggression pact with Hungary. And on this event, we're going to pick absolutely not. And then most likely, you will get a second event. You pick there is a reason. If you're very lucky, you will not get this second event. And here is the first name change of the run. We become the Archduchy of Austria. At 150 political power, we're going to pick the popular figurehead. Now, we also got our dear Otto in charge of the country, but not for long, or better, for long, but not until the end of the run, if you watch the thumbnail. That's a little spoiler. I'm not sure you recognize the guy, but it's not Otto. Now, as soon as we complete this focus, we're going to make some changes to our army. Specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new template, which is going to be just 1 infantry battalion, and we're going to call this spam. And then we're going to recruit 60 spam. Now, by the way, this tactic you can use for all of my Austria guides instead of what we usually do, because spamming this stuff is incredibly cheap, incredibly fast, and it will guarantee a lot more than anything else that all of the countries we try to annex accept annexation peacefully. At 150 political power, we're going to switch to partial mobilization. And as soon as this focus is done, we're immediately going to annex the Kingdom of Hungary. Now, you need to keep an eye on this event here, because when it is almost done, with just a few days left, you want to go here and you want to force deploy all of these spam infantry we have been preparing. So now, as you can see, it says the outcome is uncertain, but I will actually always accept. And there we go, Hungary accepted, no problem there. So now we're going to gather all of these divisions and we're going to send them all at the border with Czechoslovakia, the next peaceful annexation target. Now we're also going to make some changes in here. This new template that we got, we're going to use as our default cav for garrisoning. And we don't need the other cavs, so we can remove them. We also don't need these guys, and Alpini we do need. So we're going to rename them. So it's easier to follow the spreadsheet as usual. And let's rename them after generals of the channel. So this time, Malcolm, you get Inf. Spam, I'm not going to name anyone after spam, that's more of an insult than a cool thing. And the Alp neither, so later on I will give another member. Dr. Hoops, I promised you the better divisions, you will get them, but we don't have them yet. Now at this point we're also going to start training everyone, and we're going to start improving relations with Czechoslovakia and add a diplomatic pressure on them as well. And as soon as we complete the focus, we are going to directly annex Czechoslovakia. And once again, before this event is done, first of all, we're going to get a non-aggression pact. This helps quite a bit. And then, just before the end, we're going to force deploy everything at this point. So, quite a lot of divisions. This combination of things makes it so that they always accept. Now, I'm sure some of you will get some crazy RNG and they will refuse. But I can guarantee you in all of my test runs, and it's hundreds at this point, they always accept it. Now that we have Czechoslovakia, we're going to start building more military factories in the best available provinces. So these two first, and then the 80% ones, including Hungary and Czechoslovakia. We're also going to change the production priority to this one. And we're going to deploy immediately all of the new planes that we got. And we're going to start training all of them. Now, as we complete this focus, it is the turn of Yugoslavia to be peacefully annexed. Now, they always accept, so in this case you don't need to do anything. So that's the first one, then you get a second one in here, do it again, they will also always accept the second one. When you get this event, pick if that's what it takes. And there we go, Yugoslavia accepted again. Now it is the time of Romania for our completely peaceful expansion in the Balkans. So once again, as soon as we complete the focus, no need for anything else, you just go straight for annexation. And there we go, Romania also accepted. We are very happy. We are particularly happy because we can already go down here and we can restore the Austro-Hungarian Empire, changing our name once again, and especially coring all of this stuff for free. Now, however, we need to get ready for Germany, the first real challenge of the run, and for that we need to make some changes in here. So first of all, we're going to remove all of the mountaineers from this huge group of divisions. It should be 4 of them. And then we're going to change everyone else into infantry, Malcolm. We're going to split them around a bit. We're going to give a couple more to the Alpini. So what you should have is 4 full armies and then 1 with Alpini and infantry. Now, one of these 2 armies we're going to assign to a different marshal, and the marshal will be the best one we have available for this army. This army we also want to split it into 2 groups of 12, so for now it's 2 groups of 12 infantry. The other marshal will be the defensive one, this one. And the generals don't matter, but pick the best defensive ones available. For these ones, on the other hand, I like Friedrich and Dr. Lothar. So something like this. Do not assign trades yet, because we need the command power to send an attaché to Japan. In fact, we're going to start improving relations with Japan. Now, what do we do with these armies? Well, we pick these 24 divisions and we cover this part of the front. Another 24 will cover this part of the front. And another 24 will cover again the left side of the front. Though they are a bit more flexible, if you need reinforcements on the other side, later on you can move them. As for these 2 armies, which will later be the offensive ones, they will cover this part of the front initially, because it will be under a lot of pressure. You can start training all of them, especially in a bit when they realize they are no longer the right template. And the Alpini plus infantry will be on a fallback line in here. As soon as possible, send the attaché to Japan. This is very important. We need to build up army experience. At 150 political power, we're going to pick this OP advisor. Look at those stats. Factory output plus 15%. It's just insane. So let's pick him. And then if you got a diplomatic protest, maybe now refuse it. It's a bit unlucky because Communist China, we cannot use the usual trick, which is to negotiate market access, and they will refuse. So then our opinion of them will decrease, and refusing will not cost any political power. But that's not possible specifically with Communist China because they don't have a market access. So here you need to take the 5 political power loss. And that's okay. We also want to start diplomatic pressure on Poland, and as soon as possible start improving relations with Poland as well. Make sure everybody's training is very important. Now, as we complete this focus, as soon as possible, we're going to pick the next Poland option, or ultimatum to Poland, and we're going to get a non-aggression pact with them as well. So now keep an eye on the army experience, because as soon as we get to 19, there we go, we can design our new tank. So from the basic medium, the model we're going to use is this one, and it will carry us for the rest of the run. Very important, don't get it wrong. So we're going to save it, and we're going to start producing it. Now we want all factories to go to it, and we're going to reduce the production of artillery to only 2. And Poland also accepts. So that's perfect. Look at us. Without firing a single bullet, that's what we achieved. Okay, now with Yunnan, we can use the usual trick. I showed it several times, but this is the way it works. You cancel the market access, then you negotiate it, they decline it. You need to do it a few times. 3. And usually you need like minus 30, and it becomes 0. No, it's already 0. Okay, so at this point, you can just keep the attaché without paying anything. That's a very, very cool trick. Saves you a lot of political power. And that's political power we really need, because at 50 political power, we are going to pick the emergency fortification efforts. And we're going to start building max level forts at the border with Germany. These ones are done already. We need one in here, and then we need them in these provinces here, including this one. Not these other ones, but we also want them in here. Make sure not to mess them up. These are very, very important, and we also want them to be the highest priority. Now, as soon as we complete the anti-air technology, we're going to start producing some anti-air. We're going to dedicate 3 factories to it, and we're going to take them from the tanks. Then we're going to start picking these new decisions in 3 provinces. This one, and this one. And in the same 3 provinces, we're going to start building max level anti-air. So here, here, and here. This is the highest priority after the forts. So this should be your building priority at the moment. From now on, for the rest of the run, we're going to prioritize building military factories in the best possible provinces. So I'm not going to mention it anymore. And now, as soon as possible, at 10 army experience, we're also going to add some support artillery to our infantry template. Also, make sure not to forget about these decisions. You need to pick them on cooldown, as we changed our name again. We are now the Austrian Empire. Okay, this one is done. Let's pick this one. When you get this event, pick the second choice. And we need to get ready, because Germany is coming for us very soon. The timing is good, our stability is good, everybody is trained. Now we can also give them the motorization priority, and you can indeed at this point assign traits. Especially here we have defensive doctrine and logistic wizard later, which are amazing. Here we can go for aggressive assaulter, and here we have the infantry experts on both of them, which are very good. Speaking of infantry expert, we're also going to pick the advisor. Okay, actually I made a little mistake. The traits should be assigned a bit later, because first of all you want to pick the recruitment push. We were lucky because Germany hasn't attacked yet. As soon as Germany attacks, if you have something ongoing, it will stay, so you don't lose it, but you don't get these decisions anymore. So pick recruitment push as soon as possible, then assign the traits. And as soon as you complete this focus, pick the army offense expert, as we get ready for Germany to attack us. There we go. So of course we refuse. And Germany will attack us. That's pretty much guaranteed. There we go. Oh, that's nice. This is a random event. You don't always get it, but why not? I would recommend slowing down the speed a little bit, especially because at speed 5, sometimes some weird stuff happens, some reinforced memeing, and Germany can push you. But Germany shouldn't be able to push you in general with this setup. Let's make a save in any case. So these guys here, you don't want them to move in here. You want them to stay all the way until Salzburg and cover this part here, but not this one. At 150 political power, we can pick war economy. At this point, we're also going to make a copy of infantry, and we're going to create our offensive divisions. Dr. Hoops, you finally get some good divisions. Now, what do we do with this template? we turn it into this one, and this one will be very, very good against Germany and later on against the Allies. So you need 75 army experience for this. You should have it by this time. You can save it, and we're going to change 12 of our infantry divisions into this new offensive template. Now, of course, we want to train these divisions as soon as possible. For that, it's usually better to take them off the front, maybe keep them nearby just in case you need some additional help. But then start training them. Germany usually pushes here the most, but this time apparently they decided they want to go there. So this is how force concentration works, by the way. You can see them concentrating their forces in one side of the front and pushing hard in there. And if they keep failing and they see there is no chance, they will just switch and try again in another area. Which is not, I guess, too dumb. It's pretty good. Yeah, one more thing that I forgot to do is we actually want to spy on Germany. We want to send our spy to this area here. So later on, when we push in here, it's gonna be a bit easier. As we complete this focus, we want to annex Albania. We don't have the required political power yet, but soon we will. And as we do, let's go for it. Albania plays a very important role in this strategy. You will see later. Oh well, boys, if they don't attack me in here, I guess I will send a reinforcement there. No point in keeping them here if they don't do anything. I also would like Germany to move and push in here instead. It's much better a bit later. And there we go. There is our Albania also annexed peacefully. Now from Albania you will get an additional 2 divisions which we want to send to the Alpini. The problem is they don't go by themselves, so you need to send them manually. And once you send the 2 divisions, you can start stopping these sea regions. All of them. We don't want any convoys to be raided, especially later on. At 112 political power, we can pick the discounted limited conscription. I mean, Germany is not understanding that this is not a good place to push. Now, it's a bit annoying if they stay in here. Technically, you could go for an encirclement up here, but this encirclement is a bit harder to get somehow than the one down here, because you lack supplies. Though if they do keep their army in there, we can try it. There's still some time, so maybe they will understand that this is not working very well for them. As we bring the Phoenix back. Now, Italy joined Germany, but not the war. They will not join the war, so don't worry about that. At 100 political power, we're going to pick the Grand Battle Plan Expert, and we are immediately going to pick the first doctrine. This one helps a lot. And after that, we're going to prioritize the spirits, starting with the logistical focus. Then in here, bold attack, political loyalty are both good options, up to you. And then quick improvisation is my favorite for this part here. I recently made a full guide on the best spirits. I would recommend checking it out. Oh, finally, Germany decided that it's better to push down here. It's very good, Germany. Very, very good. Now we can send back this army. Oh, and I'm very, very happy to see that our tanks are already trained. That's perfect timing. Do we have enough tanks? We still lack a little bit, but we're doing pretty good. And we can now also pick the concealment specialist. And that's also the sign that it's time to start pushing Germany. So we're going to prepare this army for the main push against them, which will be from here. And the idea is, if spearheads worked, to use a spearhead. Since they don't work, it's probably better to use an offensive line and then micro them a bit. But what we want to do is we want to push somewhere like this, ideally. And the priority is to follow the railways. If you rush Nuremberg, but you don't get the railway, you will not get supplies. So these 2 cities, you can see it very well from here. The railways connection is only here and here. So we do need either this one, but more easily usually this one. Without them, you will not be able to push. I'm going to give them a staff office plan for some faster planning. Okay, they are ready. So you need to check them and make sure that the strength is in good condition. It's not 100%. We still lack a little bit of tanks, but it's doing good. Full planning, full training. This is what you want. Now, the other thing we want at this point is we're going to give them all of our planes. They will not last long, but for the first part of the push, they can help a little bit. So when you feel you're ready, start the offensive. Let's see how it goes. Well, for now, it's going very well. But we do need, remember, to take this part here. So micro a bit if needed. So I'm going to use the second army of 12 to support them, especially defensively. So we're going to move them in here now. Oh, it's looking good. Looking very good. Nice, we got Nuremberg and we got the railway, so we will get supplies in here. That's the most important thing at the moment. Okay, when the offensive runs out of steam, like in this case, you start having a bit low organization, the planning runs off, it's time to stop it and make another one. So let's position them again. Let's give them this time a full push, ideally until the border, all the way until the border, because if we get here, we can encircle a lot of their divisions. Let's do that. Okay, and when ready, start the offensive again. Same rules. You want the planning, you want the strength, the organization to be up, then you can push. So now I'm thinking we can possibly rush this area. We're getting very close to the encirclement. Let's see if we can get it. We did get it. Now we need to see if we can hold it. But this is good. Now it's not a real encirclement yet, of course, because they have access to Italy in here. So at some point, we'll use these divisions to take this tile. Can be a little tough, but if you can do it, it's great. As in here, we want to push them all the way down. So let's get in position and do it. I'd like to extend a bit my control of this area. And they're starting to have huge supplies issues in here. Everything is looking good for us. Let's go again. Push more. Ah, they completely left this area. Okay, here we can push. I saw an opportunity. You see, this guy was out of organization because he attacked. Now, stuff like this is not super easy to see, but if you do see it, try to take advantage of it. Yeah, nice. We got it. Very nice. Now the encirclement is complete. Even if you don't get this, don't worry too much. It's fine. Of course, if you can get it, it's better. But now we can give them a proper front line, and we can actually give them an offensive command. They can help quite a bit pushing here. Nice, nice. Lovely stuff. I do think Germany had more divisions up there once again, so it's not the biggest encirclement. It's still a good one. Yunnan, why do we like you so much? In the meantime, we will be under more pressure for sure up there, so we can stop these divisions. These ones can stay, but all of the other ones, what I like doing at this point is use a Marshall line. You always complain, hey, why don't you use Marshall lines? There you go. Here is the freaking Marshall line. Logistic Wizard is also great. So we just use these two to push together, and everyone else on a Marshall line to protect the entire border against Germany. Pretty safe. At 150 political power, we're going to pick the telephone company. Really like this one. And we are finally ending these Germans. Dead. Okay, now next good opportunity for encirclement is definitely up here. So we're going to go and take it. And let's go for it. I see here. Oh, that's great. But this is a pretty decent encirclement we got here. Let's kill all of these guys. Lovely. Big encirclement here. Very lovely. Now at 50 political power, we're going to pick war bonds. And we're going to change these other 12 inf into the off template. Since we want to train them, we're going to move them away from the fight. Move them somewhere in here and just peacefully train them. We're also going to change the production a little bit. Support equipment goes down to 5 and infantry equipment goes up to 25. We take these from the tanks. Now we can get ready to push to Berlin. Germany, of course, is weakened by the war. Look at the casualties, boys. 83,000 versus 1 million casualties. And I mean, of course, we're using infantry. 83,000 is just amazing. Germany is pushing a little bit here because this Marshall line doesn't work at all. The Marshall line is great, they said. Look at this. Look at this. Where is there one guy there? Where is everybody? What are they doing? Nah, jokes aside, the Marshall line is okay. Not great, but okay. Germany will have bigger issues to worry about soon. By the way, speaking of Marshall line, let's also give them an offensive command. When Germany is very weak, we can consider pushing with everyone just to end them faster. Or if you're late, you can do that. Sacrifice a bit of manpower to cap Germany a bit faster. So now we're perfectly on time. And look at that, we even got a very, very nice facility. So we're going to use this one. We're going to get a scientist. And we're going to start researching the military engineering vehicles. Honestly, do we need this feature in the game? Is it really needed? I mean, you know I'm not a big fan of the market, but the market, I will admit, has a point. This thing here is just boring. Nice. Now let's kill everyone in here. Oh, I didn't give him infantry expert? Wow, that's bad. That's very bad. Damn it, boys. Forgot very important traits. This could have made things a lot easier. Not much of Germany left, honestly. But we still need a lot of victory points. They need to go all the way down to like 10%. So we need to push them fully. Lovely. At this point, we can check our war support. See, enemy bombing usually is pretty bad at this point. So you can pick a bolster spirits to get rid of that. And this also marks the time when Germany needs to go down. So at this point, you should be almost done with Germany. Exactly the situation we're in right now. And if you're not, push with everyone. Just try to make it a bit faster. It was fun, Germany. We had a lot of fun. But I think this is the end. Until the very last province. Honorable. Very honorable, Germany. But what about now? Well, 10%, that's it. I wanted to check the casualties, but they capitulated too fast. So Germany is down. What do we do with Germany? Well, we annex them, of course. So Germany is taken. Let's also take their juicy and very important navy. And look at us. And let's confirm. Very happy. So now that Germany is down, for the time being, we can keep training everyone. But soon it will be time to take care of Italy. So let's just train. Oh, I'm very happy that these guys are trained already. Perfect. So we got 2 full armies of tanks. And now at 100 political power, we're going to start a justification on Belgium and at the same time on Luxembourg. So the important thing is that the 2 claims come at the same time, January 1941, that's okay. Now we need to get ready for Italy because we will be at war with Italy as soon as we complete this focus. I will show you why in a little bit. So we're going to push with our armored divisions in the north of Italy from here. Then later on we can keep 1 in the north, 1 in the south. We need 1 army to take care of Zara very easily. It's no problem at all. And the rest is absolutely free. Now, 1 army is wise, probably keeping at the border with Romania, because you never know, they may join the Axis. Okay, the focus is done. Why was this important? So, to get into a war with Italy, since we are non-aligned, this was one of the biggest issues. With fascists, you can just quickly claim on them, but as non-aligned, the claims take forever, and we needed to claim this stuff here. So I came up with this solution. How about we use Austria? So if you release Austria as a puppet, Italy should attack them because that's what they do. However, if you do it before forming a faction, which is what we achieved with Reform the Central Powers, well, it seems a bit bugged, but the guy just accepts the demands of Italy and becomes part of Italy and there is no war. But if you create a faction first, then what happens is this. There we go, war with Italy, and it's a defensive war too. So we can start immediately pushing. It's perfect. Try to rush Venezia, but other than that, this war is very, very easy. At 100 political power, we're going to pick the ground support, although in this case, no, but this case doesn't give me any experience. What the fuck? Wait, what? Is this bugged? Is it supposed to be like, no, it's definitely bugged. How come there is a genius and it doesn't give you any air experience? This is just stupid. So at 100 political power, we're going to pick the ground support expert. And we're also going to import some oil from the Soviet Union. Usually 5 factories is enough. You don't want to run out of oil when you're using tanks. Italy is last standing. Look at Italy being almost challenging. What? Mussolini making me proud. Not the best one to make me proud though. Be a good boy now. That's more like it. Italy is causing us more problems than Germany. Crazy stuff. And you're against the French wall here. Oh, Netherlands joined the Allies. This is very, very good. Unfortunately, this is a bit of RNG. It doesn't always happen. And if it doesn't happen, when you're done justifying these claims, you need to justify one on the Netherlands too. And it may delay your run a little bit. They should join the Allies, but for example, in my latest test run, they didn't. So I was a bit worried. You can still get the claim in time, but it gets a little bit close to the US joining. Oh no, Mussolini, where are you going? You were doing such a good job. Look at all of your divisions here. Look at all of your juicy divisions getting completely obliterated. Oh no. Oh no, Benito. Civil war in Italy. We want to keep the occupied territory in principle, or better, it doesn't matter much overall. It depends where the puppet state is formed. If it is formed up here, then you can transfer the territory. If it is formed down here, it's better to keep the territory. Overall, it doesn't change massively. I'm going to keep it this time. We still need to annex Italy, and we want to start building in Italy right away. So for now, let's build in Piemonte, since that's the only province they control. Later on, we are going to give them more and build in there. Now, when you get this event, pick in due time, as we will get all of the cores anyway with the Holy Roman Empire, but 3 of them we cannot get. In the meantime, Italy also attacked some other people, but that's fine. So we can get them manually. This one's here. Let's go on and do that. Who wants to join my faction? Romania. Yeah, I mean, why not? At least they will not join the allies. Doesn't change much, but if Romania is still free, they may join the allies and be a little bit annoying later. So that also means you can take them in the peace conference, but yeah, this is the most annoying ever. So 90% of the time Italy goes down by this point, but sometimes they don't, and you need to go all the way to Palermo to capitulate them. In this case, we may need to go for a naval invasion to get that done. We probably already have the naval supremacy though, because the other Italy is giving it to us. That's fine. And that's it. Italy done. Now, there are a couple of priorities in this peace conference, and it's annoying that you need to share the score. What I would do here is I would annex the cores of Austria. You can check them down there. And it is this stuff here. The rest I would give to Regno del Sud. You can then proceed to puppet the stuff in Africa. And then, very important, keep enough points to take all of the Italian navy. This is actually the priority. And let's confirm. So now, absolute priority, build everywhere controlled by Italy. They usually go with infrastructures followed by military factories, but you can build whatever as long as you build in Italy and decrease their autonomy, and remember to make that your highest priority. Now we want to use our spy to spy on the UK, and we want to get the naval department upgrade. We're going to gather our new fleet and send it up north. We're going to change our Dr. Hoops by adding 1 more tank battalion and removing 1 infantry battalion. We're also going to add the logistics company. But we're also going to give some love to Malcolm here, as we add 1 tank battalion to this template as well, and we add as soon as possible the support anti-air. We're also going to change the mountaineers into inf. We're going to train everyone. Want to keep an eye on the tank, because as soon as possible you should upgrade to the new model, which I told him not to rename, but it doesn't care. The game absolutely doesn't care. This one has a better howitzer, so it's very important to upgrade to this one. Let's get the last core in here. Now let's start getting ready for the allies. We're going to use one of the offensive armies to push the Netherlands, and the other one to push Belgium and the Luxembourg. Now, depending on the situation here, you may need to protect this border if you annex the north of Italy. In this case, we don't need to, so that's 1 less border to worry about. What we're going to do is we're going to take these Italian divisions which were having fun at the border with Iran, and we're going to use them to cover this front here against France. As for the other armies, we're going to need them against Poland. So 1 army will be in here, ready to push into Poland. 1 army will be pushing Poland from here. 1 army will be pushing Poland from here. And the last guys are free. You can use them where you feel like they are needed the most. Here we pick no, it's hopeless. Of course, we could be fighting the Soviet Union, but it is not time yet. And as soon as you complete the special project, we want to start making these armored support vehicles. We're actually going to dedicate 50 factories to them. We're going to take them from the tanks, and we're going to add them to our offensive template. And it's almost time for the allies, boys. Claim number 1. Claim number 2. So at this point, we declare war on Belgium, declare war on Luxembourg, and if the Netherlands hasn't joined yet, immediately start a justification on them. Timing is going to be very close in that case. It's a very unlucky scenario in which you will need to invade the United Kingdom, and then just before capitulating them, you stop, you wait for the claim on the Netherlands, and then you immediately go for the UK. Now, the next thing is we need to see what happens with Poland. Poland is usually attacked by the Soviet Union. Now, we do technically want to block the sea regions in here, as we would like to avoid getting raided. This also means that we cannot import, we can mostly not import the tungsten anymore. So try to adjust the production so that you have enough resources, which means decreasing a bit the armored support vehicles. Luxembourg is down. Very nice. Let's not push in the tier 10 forts, shall we? No, we love tier 10 forts. Why don't we keep pushing in there? As soon as Belgium and the Netherlands go down, you can actually rearrange these armies a bit. Okay, Belgium and Netherlands down. Yeah, so we can now merge the two armies into just one army of 24, and we can use it to quickly end any hope France has to survive. Of course, France is super easy, as always. There we go, France is down, as we got the claim on Switzerland. Actually, Switzerland might accept peacefully. They usually refuse, in my experience, which is no problem. You just tag them before ending the UK. Okay, now we need to take care of these annoying little pockets of France. We're going to do that, but in the meantime, we want to plan our naval invasion of the UK. Usual stuff, groups of 4, like this. Now, it's also a good time to start gathering planes in here. Planes that we are going to use just to get the naval supremacy in the channel. Of course, we have no hopes of fighting in the air, the UK. And for the same reason, we also want to move our fleet to Dunkirk. Okay, Switzerland refuses as usual, so we got a claim on them. That's all we need. Now, usual tactic with the Navy, we split off all of the submarines. We create a new fleet just with them, split into small groups. We can set them on low risk engagement, but never repair. As for the rest of the fleet, always engage, never repair. Do not use them at all until you are actually ready for the naval invasion. Damn, the Italian divisions are so fucking bad. Unbelievably bad. Whenever possible, decrease the autonomy of Italy. We will need to do it one more time before we can annex them. Okay, our naval invasion is ready, which means it's time to attempt it. So unblock this sea region. First of all, send all of the submarines on convoy raiding in these two regions here. Wait until they're there. When they're actually there, you start the naval invasion support with the other fleet. Okay, we don't get Green Sea yet. We'll need to wait for a bit longer. And we possibly will need to use our planes for that. So let's see if planes are enough. Not yet. Okay, so now for the UK, if it seems very difficult to get the naval supremacy in the channel, and it looks a bit tricky at the moment, there are a couple of things that we can do. We can unblock these sea regions, and we can extend a little bit the area covered by the convoys. These might spread the Royal Navy around a little bit more and give us more of a chance in the channel. So we're going to try this first, and if it really doesn't work, we're going to plan the invasion from here. It's a little bit easier to get the naval supremacy in this area usually. So we're going to try both and see what happens. Yeah, as you can see, this area, very easy to get the naval supremacy. But I would still prefer the channel if possible. If we really cannot, then we're going to move. Yeah, now one of the reasons it's so difficult to get naval supremacy in the channel sometimes is that likely the UK is planning a naval invasion of this area, so they need supremacy in the channel for that. That's what happens, and they are not busy on other fronts right now. I mean, they're busy in here, but not navally busy. So this area is a lot harder to get. So we're going to give up on the channel, and instead we're going to plan a naval invasion from here. Now, invading from here is a bit tricky because you need to cover more ground or more water before you get to the UK, so there are higher chances of interception. Other than that, it's fine, and if you can split them into two, it's actually pretty convenient. Also, since Poland doesn't seem to be interested in joining this war, we're going to prepare an army here to support our naval invasion, and another army at the border with Switzerland. Now, we need to support the naval invasion because when we cut them off in here, then we will need an army to take care of the north. This also means we can move our planes a bit closer in there. And we can move our navy in here. At this point, we can also set the convoys in the channel. And then let's see what happens. Yeah, Green Sea here is a lot easier to get. Hopefully we can keep it long enough. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. It's fun that we get Green Sea all up. We could invade the UK from Norway, from Iceland. We just don't get it in the channel. Come on, UK, don't be annoying. There we go. Green Sea. Yeah, in the channel, not a chance this time. But we did get it up here. Just be a little patient if you don't get it right away. Now, we actually also need to protect this naval invasion, which worries me a little bit. So let's go for always engage, never repair, and see if we can protect them enough. We lost Green Sea, but that doesn't matter, as you know, once the naval invasion is triggered, you're fine. And they did stop some of our divisions, but that's fine. I'm still going to use a force attack to disembark more easily. And at this point, we can give our planes to the army. Not much, but better than nothing. Now, here we want to be very fast. I would say the priority is, ideally, to cut them off as soon as possible. Let's see if we can do it. Here, it's only a few provinces. And here, too, we can try. And we can already send this army that we prepared, especially in the north. They will cover the north front. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking very good. We love it. It's actually looking easier than invading in the south this time. And this is absolutely a viable option. It's usually not my favorite. But it's totally fine. One thing that you need to check is, look at the supplies. See, the supplies are going from here right now. That's not ideal because the channel is tricky. So let's block the channel or avoid the channel. And supplies will go from here instead, which is much better, much easier to protect at the moment. Now, this army will definitely get intercepted. It doesn't matter. We want them to push in the north. And we actually want this army to be only in the south and to quickly push the south of the UK. As always, the UK will have divisions. So we want to take them down fast. And it's interesting, they are not defending the north at all. So we're actually pushing quite well. I'm actually happy that we got to invade them from this other side, because I never do it recently, and I still prefer to go from the south, but it's a good showcase as to what happens if you really cannot get the supremacy in the channel. It's rare, but it can happen, so better be prepared. Oh, well, the UK is getting destroyed, and I need to be careful actually, because I took the north. I need to be careful because they may capitulate very soon. Now, very, very important, before we capitulate the UK, we need to tag Switzerland. Incredibly important. I was about to forget. So let's tag them, push them. Okay, join the allies. There we go. Okay, down. Switzerland is in it. Okay, that's the important part. And now, we do need to share the score a bit with Iraq, but that's fine. It's just going to make the peace conference a little bit more annoying. Very important though, in this peace conference, you want to annex the Netherlands, you want to annex Belgium. Do not forget about them. Luxembourg, 2 provinces of France, this one, and all of Switzerland. Do not forget any of this. After that, you can do whatever you want with the rest. And the usual recommendation would be puppet with resource rights, war operations, and take the navy. And annex maybe these 2 provinces here if you plan on invading the US from here. Okay, yeah, Iraq can have that. I was wondering, what are they going to take? I like Iraq. They actually only wanted a couple of provinces. They had 8%, 9% of the score against the UK. That's a lot of points. They could have taken a lot more. Very fair people. Nice. Okay, and then we take the Royal Navy. And we are very, very happy with this. Now it's time to annex Italy. So let's go on and check the status of Italy here. We need 582 more points, so let's start the Lend-Lease and send our convoys. Could have sent a bit less, but that's okay. Now, the other important thing at this point, we want to improve relations with Japan, and we want to use our spy on diplomatic pressure in Japan and get a non-aggression pact as soon as possible, so they will not attack our puppets in here. And we can get the non-aggression pact with Japan. At the same time, we can also annex Italy. It's very good news. Very, very good news. More facilities that we're not going to use. Now we just need to be patient because we're a bit faster than the focuses. We need a couple more, and surprisingly, this is a mandatory focus. Because now we're big, but most of this stuff is not our core. That's going to change very soon. as this is the focus we were looking for. It doesn't say anything, it doesn't do anything, it seems. Well, you'll see. Because as we complete this focus, something very cool is going to happen. And, well, I didn't mean Japan attacking the Philippines, that's not very cool, just to be clear. But something very cool will actually happen in just a few days. As... Oh, Otto wants to fight! Okay, Otto, sure, do it! And as we do that, we're going to change our country tag once again. Look at us, we're so cool. We have such a cool color too, and we have a brand new leader. But this will be the shortest lifespan of a country ever. Because in no time, we're going to go down here. And we now have the option to revive the Holy Roman Empire, which we're going to do right away. And we change our color once again. We are now the Holy Roman Empire. And with that, well, with that comes a lot, of course, as all of this stuff is now our core. Now that reflects on manpower and factories as well. Now we can be happy. And there it is, the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire itself is not that great of an achievement, but it is a great achievement when you do it as Austria. We started as a small minor with no hope to expand and facing the Anschluss. We destroyed Germany and then defeated the Allies to achieve the Holy Roman Empire in this amazing secret path. Now we don't just control most of Europe, we actually cored most of it. And this is what we control of the world, so we cannot really complain. Of course there are challenges left, should you want to go for it. The Soviet Union is right next to us and we can attack them anytime. The United States, we have the perfect setup controlling these two provinces already. So even if you wanted to go for a full world conquest, you would have a very good setup for it. But for us guys, this is all. I hope you enjoyed this run as much as I did working on it and recording it. This is an insane run and my favorite by far for Austria. We used a lot of tricks, a lot of improvements and made everything work perfectly. It's crazy to think that the first time I played Austria, I was so disappointed at it. I thought Hungary is so much better. And Hungary is great, by the way. But I ended up absolutely loving Austria. One of my favorite minors, for sure, especially with this strategy and this run. But guys, I'm very curious to hear your opinion. What did you think about this secret path to the Holy Roman Empire? And if you attempt this run, let me know how it goes. By the way, guys, I recommend making saves. If you want to play on Iron Man, make some backup saves, especially in the important moments before fighting Germany, before invading the Allies or the UK. Those are the key moments of the run. At least you won't have to do the whole thing again if you mess up something. The strategy is very solid. There is only a little bit of RNG in some moments, such as the Soviet Union attacking Poland and so on. But overall, I never had issues with many test runs. If this video was useful and you enjoy the content I make, please do not forget to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing and leaving me a comment. As you know, all of these things boost the algorithm and really help the channel grow faster, which in return means more content for you more frequently. Guys, try this run, it's amazing, and let me know how it goes. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye bye!